I am so sleepy. Okay. I took a long walk today and I came home and my dog was on my front porch. And we live on a busy street and he ran off the porch and ran into my arms. And I was like, "What are you doing on the front porch?" And I guess my dad left him out on the back porch, which is all fenced in, but it does have a small hole underneath the part of the railing. So he might have my dad said that he left him out on the back porch, and so he might have jumped through there and then realized he made a mistake and went onto the front porch and waited for us to get home, thank God. But that was really scary. And my dad's like, "I am so sorry, I will never do it again." He better never do it again. I'm like, "Please do not leave Fresh outside." Okay, he needs an attendant. But he was smart enough to stay on the porch. Good boy. I was very proud of him. All right. Um, People switch in and out of my dog all the time. It's pretty funny, but still, I love my dog and I want to make sure that he is safe and secure because he's the cutest little thing ever. Okay. And he's a royal dog because he's my dog and I'm the only royal thing on the planet until you actually, start saying I'm royalty and then I can have my royal court around me. Look at this. I'm out of vapes. If anybody wants to buy me vapes, it's called Flare Ultra, or if you just want to Venmo me some cash. Seriously, universe, no wonder River Phoenix is waiting right over there in the bushes, just waiting to come inside and take care of me. And that will mean that me and River are getting married. Yay, I get to marry River Phoenix. They said she gets to marry all of her sweethearts, even though they're dead. Because fuck this stupid world for always killing my best friend. So he died the same year. I think he died in 1993. He died, I think, the same year as Brandon. So, unless the MK Ultra thing, if he died in 1996, which he could have died in 1996, Brandon, because that shit always changes. Anyway, kind of an eventful day today. So this morning I saw, ow, look at that. Domestic violence. Anyway, okay, so the Archimedes download from last night. I was around 6 years old, and my dad was rebuilding this house. So this house was gutted and until the beams, pretty much. Just the beams of the house were left, and he gutted this entire house and then he rebuilt it. And I was 6 years old when he did that. And in the dream last night, I watched from my awareness as a 44-year-old, and I was sitting next to Adam, and it was also an overlay of my sister and her husband. And we were watching what happened in 1986. And I saw 6-year-old me with awareness running around, sort of chasing after my dad yelling at him, Archimedes, what's the problem? Open the gates of heaven. Archimedes, what's the problem? Open the gates of heaven. Open the gates of heaven, Archimedes. Like this little 6-year-old girl had a lot more awareness than I remember because like I was a little child, but she also had awareness because she was always God. Lotion, sorry. And I woke up so angry. I was just like, okay, whatever, Brandon, like do what you have to do. I cannot believe that I tried to open the gates of heaven as a 6-year-old and he wouldn't listen to us then. And I'm so over it. Just do what you have to do to blow open the gates of heaven. Like I'm over it. Like Brandon always said to me, I'm your family. I'm your family. Like just, forget about the fake ones. Forget about the fake ones. I'm your family. And I needed these downloads. I needed these memories to agree with him. So he gave them back to me. What we call the light codes, what we used to call light codes, and what stupid people in the universe that don't even exist call light codes, and I now call space drugs, or you can call them space codes, or the energy calls them energy transference. That's what they're telling me to that's what they call it. I'm always like, where's the drugs? And they're like, they're always like, here comes your energy transference, Alyssa. Please trust it. It is real. So the energy transference is coming. I was like, didn't my dad give me like 3 sheets of acid the other day? Like, what happened? And I was like, Dad, plus like a whole bottle of ecstasy and some drops from a bottle with a skull and crossbones on it. And like I said, there's no drugs in the house. Okay, there's no illegal substances in the house. If you don't understand that the technology's in the room, then you don't understand the technology's in the room, and you're probably from Atlantis. This is Atlantis. Atlantis is not an ancient civilization. You are living in an ancient civilization called Atlantis right now. Aren't the computers crystal technology? Don't you guys think you have like heaps of technology? Don't you guys think you're on the leading edge of technology right now? And I keep telling you it's the fake 3D matrix technology that you're studying and it all comes from my brain? Don't I say all of this? All of your studies come from my brain. So how technologically advanced are you if you can't even acknowledge the one molecule where you get all of your information from, all of your sitcoms from, all of your movies from, all of your downloads from, all of your podcasts from, all of your YouTube channels from, all of your kids from, all of your Olive Gardens from? Like, you're not that technologically advanced. This is Atlantis and it will fall. It will definitely fall. Absolutely 110%. Ask Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is 100% Aquaman. 100%. And he has a job to do. And so do I. To warn you guys, this is actually absolutely 110% happening, and you are not crazy. And I am God in the flesh, and there are demigods. Okay, I can call Jason Momoa a demigod because he obviously knows I'm God, and he's doing his job, and we know who each other are, and he knows where his power comes from. And it's sort of like a test to the masses. Like, do you want to move to the future, or do you want to sink into the swamp? Okay? And it's happening. It is definitely happening. I had more adrenochromes today, more people, just randomly I'll feel somebody stick their arm. It's somebody actually probably sticking their arm with adrenochrome and saying, dear Queen Alyssa, please forgive me. And this goes back, I pray this goes back to you, something like that. And I do feel it and it comes right back to me. Okay. Ugh. Um, anyway, so that really pissed me off this morning. The Archimedes download, that shit. I was just like, I'm so done. Like, fucking rip it up. And so the the space drugs, um, they have to. They're waiting a little while, a couple. They're waiting a couple minutes. Brandon basically is waiting a couple minutes for them to catch up to me because the window to catch up, because the last time he put me on light codes, I saw a bunch of inappropriate things happen in my room. They had to protect me with energy tape because there was a bunch of inappropriate people trying to do inappropriate things to the queen, which is completely illegal. And so they have to wait for a few chosen people that tried to do that to actually catch up, believe it or not. And there's a few different windows that's actually like outside of my windows, and then the TV's a window. Um, the sconce, the light fixture is a window. Um, and then there's like light codes that kind of go on the top of my room and like dance around, and like it's like a movie basically. And so those are all like different windows. Um, yeah, we have to be careful with the princess. Isn't that crazy? It's like she's the only thing that matters. And that was another. Oh, and so the Archimedes download was a download that was given to one of my aunts, which is a good aunt. She's like a Krista aunt. She's like one that always stays in line and like just gets it naturally and gets it right away. And so she just, because remember, like I think yesterday or whenever I posted that, I said like, you give your downloads back to me because I need them. And that was her download that she gave back to me. And um, and that was another one that the family house gave me. She said on her deathbed to her daughter, um, it's like Alyssa's the only thing that matters. And she realized like she made a mistake at her death and like she should have donated her house back to the Holy Child. That's what they called me back then, I guess, the Holy Child. So yeah, so that's why the space drugs are sort of like trickling in because they're clearing that. Another thing that happened that was really cool was I told you guys like I'm seeing like spaceships almost every night, and I'm like, where are the spaceships during the day? Like, why do they only come out at night? And so Brandon told me to take a walk last night because the field was getting like really crappy, and so he's like, take a walk. And so I took a walk, and there's like this new like neighborhood that's not like that far away, and it's pretty cute, and it kind of reminds me of my neighborhood in Kenosha, but the houses look more like what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Brownstones. The houses look more like brownstones in New York, which is even cuter than the little apartments in Kenosha. I mean, what's cuter than a brownstone house? Like, they're really cute. So anyway, I walk to that neighborhood a lot, and I walked to that neighborhood last night at night, and I usually only walk during the day. And if I ever walk at night, I have to remember to bring my phone because I needed my flashlight. It was so dark. But anyway, in the neighborhood, it's not dark. And I sat on the bench, and it's like this little courtyard where there's a bench, and I started seeing all of the spaceships again, and they were like on the perimeter. And Brandon was like, did you notice how they're always the same distance apart? Like, even it's like the same distance. It's like the same distance away from you, even when you're at your house, or the same difference distance away from you here too. And he's like, is it because it's a simulation? And I was like, huh. And the way that they're circling like around, and I was like, it kind of reminds me of flat Earth, because in flat Earth, like Antarctica is like the ice that goes around. And I was like, oh, they're rising from Antarctica, and then they're like patrolling Earth. But what's really cool is they're reporting the same thing in New York. I can hear my friends in New York seeing the same thing, and they're saying the same thing. So it's like each neighborhood, like New York sort of a neighborhood and like South Jersey sort of a neighborhood, like each neighborhood is seeing like the same circle. I thought that was so cool. They're like little Earths. They're like little versions of Earth, you know? And I saw like completely different spaceships last night. I saw I saw like I saw a lot of the same ones, but I saw like a few like that would just like blink in the sky like for a second and then like completely vanish. And I haven't seen that one before. And the other night I saw this one. It was a star. It literally looked like a star. And then all of a sudden it started moving. And when it started moving, it looked like it started breathing. And I was like, whoa, that is so fucking crazy. Like, it's always like new spaceships, like every night. I'm just like so blown away by it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Um, and Brandon also said to me, there's nothing physical. And he's like, I know you hate it when I say that to you, but nobody's showing up for you and hanging out with you in real life. So physically, so I have to say it because, you know, people aren't real and we can make people pop up from the ground to hang out with. So since nobody wants to take responsibility in real life and be a real life person friend, and I have done that before. Wonder no more who I'm talking to. And I said I saw the New World Order opening ceremony again of me and Jen. I saw that like a few months ago and I saw it like again this morning. The cool thing about that is that they are memories. Those are like actually memories of things that actually happen in the future, which is so cool. I get to be with my wife. Um, and I'm sort of watching the unique recycling process form around me, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to leave out the details of it right now. But you can definitely see it if you tune in to like just watching videos of people online and listening from the top. You can just notice that, you know, a certain person's energy will change and their personality will shift overnight. And that's all a part of the unique recycling process. And it's very cool to watch. Um, there's no new energy in the building. It's all my energy. And it's just really silly when, like, it's just silly. Oh, I saw Tom Holland crying. This was sort of related to my brother because he kind of failed his test a little bit. He kind of waxed and waned, I guess. He kind of passed and he also failed. Like, I guess kind of everybody's doing this year. But I saw Tom Holland come forward and start crying and being like, "What do you mean? We're reptilians. We lay eggs once a week." I guess I told him he has to have a baby now because he didn't stand up for me and he didn't come forward for his big sister. Tom Holland's like a version of my brother Mike, and he's like on the platonic side. And I guess he had a task that he didn't do, and he knows very well he's a reptilian, and I guess he lays eggs every single week. And you know, come forward and say you're not a marsupial. Say you're a reptilian, Tom Holland. Like, what are you doing? Buy your sister some vapes. Have them mailed to my house. I'm dead serious. This is not that hard to do. You know exactly who your big sister is by now. It's definitely not a joke at all. It was weird. Yeah, nothing's physical. So hopefully Brandon will manifest me some vapes quickly. I've been sleeping like a baby. Been sleeping like crazy. And that means I'm going up into the outer atmosphere. I guess I went up to Machine Elves yesterday. I'm probably gonna drink some water and do a meditation after this, and I'll probably go somewhere else. And I try to like remember my meditation. The crazy thing is like when I was in Kenosha, I remembered literally everything. Here, it's like Sleepy Townville, I guess, and like I think I have to like I could drink like a fish in Kenosha whole weekend long and pass out and astral project and remember all of my astral projections. Here, it's like deep sleepville, and like my friends have to tell me what I did. Like they told me yesterday, like, oh, she went all the way up to Machine Elf Land and danced with the Machine Elf, like danced with her one dead dad. And I was like, oh, is that what I did? Like it's like Sleepy Timeville here. Like I don't know why. So anyway, maybe I'm gonna try and work on that today to try to remember my projections, my astral projections here, instead of just falling into the soup, slumberland. Meh, 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 meh. All right. Oh, did I say that about Robin Ryan? I think I did say that. And how they made like how these like butterflies just like appeared out of my stomach and then like disappeared into thin air. I was like, whoa, that was so cool. And that was because Robin Ryan didn't come forward physically. So they created a hallucination right in front of me to show me that nothing's physical. You see how that works? That's exactly how it works. If you don't want to embody it, then I'm going to make crazy weird things happen with my mind. Yeah.